That's right, I heard the story over and over again. Gee, it's swell to finally meet her other friends. That's right, I heard the story, don't really like how it ends. Gee, it's swell to finally meet her other friends. What did she say about me? What did she say? What did you do without me? What did you do? Did you play games without me? What did you play? Did you think all this time that I wouldn't find out about the last episode you did without me? Oh, that's right, I heard the story over and over again. Gee, it's swell to finally meet her other friends.
She's running circles around us.
I'm rusty, get over it.
You know her, Pearl? Can you tell us who she is?
No.
Who am I? Who am I? What are you even saying? I'm the loser of the game you didn't know you were playing. Let's play another game, this time I get to win. Life on the line, winner takes all, ready or not, let's begin. Oh, that's right, I heard the story over and over again. Gee, it's swell to finally beat her other friends. Oh, that's right, I heard the story, don't really like how it ends. Gee, it's swell to finally beat her other friends. Welcome
I
to
had
the
a
Chuck E.
poo-poo
Cheese.
at singing.
Let me do my intro! Oh my...
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Chuck E. Cheese Clubhouse Welcome back to the Chuck E. Cheese Clubhouse show where we review movies and we sing bad songs.
Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, there's a faith.
Welcome to the Chuck E. Cheese Clubhouse. Today we have a special episode in the fact that we've all watched the same movie, but we have different opinions about it. And my opinion is that it's an okay movie, great songs, and if you watch the intro, unless you skipped over our horrible singing, if you watch the intro, you know it's Steven Universe, the movie. Roll the clip. What are your initial thoughts on this movie?
Well, I watched this movie directly after finishing the whole series, so I went into this having high expectations, and with those expectations, I was let down. I'm not saying this was necessarily a bad movie, but compared to the rest of the series, it's a letdown.
Yeah, it didn't live up to its name, in my opinion. I'm going to put my opinion on the table. So, the series is amazing. I love the series. The songs are great. Don't get me wrong, the movie songs are fantastic. But songs are great. The storyline just helps Steven grow as a person. And then the movie's like, hold on, let me just put a whole different gem. You didn't even know this gem existed, probably. If you know what a spinel is and you have a spinel, come here right now and I'll give you $10. If you know what a spinel is, congratulations, you're a boomer.
Sorry.
Can you pan to me, Marquise? I think that was a stupid opinion.
I like nuts.
Because the entire show is about different gems being introduced. So a new gem for the new movie kind of makes sense. My reason I didn't think the movie was that fantastic is because the plot was kind of dumb. It kind of gets resolved too easily. And like, there's no actual. I feel like it's lacking. Like, just like a big part is just missing in
of
there.
Steven Universe, which is like.
I would say this movie is almost as not good as the finale.
The finale of
Slap.
Change Your Mind slapped hard. Like, I'm not joking. A lot of people have different opinions about like Change Your Mind, the last episode of this TV series. I think it was a great way to like just like leave it there and just like stop that storyline. And because he's like grown into this like mature teenager finally after being like this annoying kid for 3 seasons, and then you get this to this point where like he understands what things are and like how to like talk to people and like help in like a sense where he's just, instead of sitting on the bench, he can be like in the action, which he always is now. So we have Steven, age 16, and this is how the movie starts off. We got Steven, age 16. He's at the palace where all the diamonds are, and he's broadcasting, and he's like, you don't have to put me on like a high plate like Pink Diamond and all the other diamonds, because I want to be known as just like a friend to all. And White Diamond's like, no. And then they talk about having him stay in Homeworld, which is the place where the gems live, forever. And he's like, no, he's got to get back to his life. So he portals away, or warp pads away, however you want to say it, to his house, where Connie's waiting for him. And then she kisses him, leaves the entire movie, basically. And that's the end of that scene. And then we get to the first song, which is Happily Ever After. So,
No.
Happily Ever After is basically a recap of the TV series. And then we get to them all sitting on a hill, and then this giant, like, drill comes from the sky, and then you just see a shadowy figure that says, "Are you Steven Universe?" And he goes, "Yes," and it's in a girl voice. You hear, "Perfect." And then she does this, like, horn thing, and it drills into the ground, and then you see bubbles come up from, like, what's called the injector, but it's a drill sort of thing that, like, pumps, like, poison into the earth. So this person's, like, talking, and she's, like, she knows every single one of these gems, and, like things about them that, like, no gem, like, would know if you just meeting them.
You know, this pink figure, her name is Spinel, and she was one of Pink Diamond's friends before Pink Diamond left her on this planet where her and Spinel played. And then
Called the
she
Garden.
stood there for like 4,000 years and waited for her.
6,000?
Doesn't matter, does
Yes.
it? Doesn't
Yes,
really
it
matter.
does.
Does it?
Yes. Does it
4,000
matter?
to 6,000 years. Does it matter?
Yes.
Still, if I leave the device, don't touch it.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be speaking.
So she stays there for 6,000 years and waits for her, standing in the same place. And then she basically just got mad of waiting. And then she saw Steven's message that said, "I've established Pink Diamond. I've established peace across the universe as Pink Diamond."
But you don't have to put me on that throne. Like I was
Yeah.
saying, the broadcast. It went
Yeah.
to the whole universe, and she saw it in the garden. Like,
Yeah, so she was like, "Oh, this means that Pink Diamond is gone now, so I have
And-
no use of staying here anymore."
and she left.
So
Spinel in the garden.
now we know why she's there attacking everybody. So she brings out this scythe, and she slices.
It's called a rejuvenator.
Yeah. So basically, it rejuvenates them
It
back
reboots
into
them.
their original form.
So when
So they have no more memories anymore.
when a gem gets like damaged like really badly, it's called they like regenerate in their gem, so their physical form goes away and it's just their gem. And when a gem like when a gem gets badly damaged, they can poof and then they go back into their gem. So Spinel sings a song called Other Friends. It's probably one of the best songs in the entire album.
That's right, I heard the story over and over again. Gee, it's swell to finally meet her other friends. That's right, I heard the story, don't really like how it ends. Gee, it's swell to finally meet her other friends.
And she poofs them all, and you just think it's a regular like scythe, and you find out later it's a rejuvenator. But so Steven's like, "That's enough," and Spinel's like, "Oh, you missed your friends? Don't worry, you're right behind them." And then she swings her rejuvenator. It hits Steven, but Steven can't poof since he's 50% human, 50% gem. And like he just like shakes and then goes, that's nothing. And then she does it like a bunch more times. And then he grabs it, takes it, and hits her with it, and then she poofs. So he goes to Bubbler, and his bubble doesn't work. I explained that in the last Steven Universe episode. Bubbling's when you like wrap a bubble around something and then you send it to a certain place.
Your home.
Well, it can be anywhere because Peridot did.
Wherever your home is, because Peridot's home was
The
the
barn.
barn. That's why I went to the barn.
Yeah. But so it basically goes to your house. And his bubble doesn't work, so he takes them onto his house. And he tries out his shield, and it just like, what's the word, glitches, in a sense. And then you get the song called Boot.Pearl, where Pearl like always takes like 2 weeks to regenerate because she likes to spend her time and like take her time regenerating.
And then all the other gems
get rebooted.
have been rebooted, and they're all singing us. And she's like singing a song like, "Oh, this is a amethyst. This is a
Ruby.
This is a ruby. This is a sapphire." And all of them don't know what's going on. They've all been like
Rebooted.
back to their original form. Yeah, like rebooted back to their original form. So Steven and his father are very confused, and they're like, "We have to fix this." So their way of fixing it was, let's give them all the memories that made them who they are. And then
Wait,
they'll
we're not there
come
yet.
back. Yeah, that's the what
No.
they.
So after everything happens, Spinel's gem goes up, and Spinel had a downwards heart, or an upside down heart, and it gets turned upside down, or right side up, I should say. And like she goes like, "I'm so excited to finally meet you, my best friend." And Steve was like, "Why aren't you mad?" And he's like, "What did you do to us?" And she doesn't know because she got rebooted too, and she has this whole different form where she's like super nice. Her they called it cut. Her like shape is perfect. She like came out of the ground perfectly because she was made for Pink Diamond, so she had to be perfect anyways. But so Spinel like follows him, and she's like to the injector, and she's like, "What is that thing?" And then he realizes he goes to Bismuth, Peridot, and Lapis, and Lapis doesn't know what it is because she was trapped in a mirror for 1,000 years. Peridot doesn't know what it is because she's Era too. And Bismuth was there when the Gem War happened. And what it is she explains that if you get hit with one of these, you poof and then go back into your gem where you just get rebooted and you come back how they made you like to be. So Spinel, like being rebooted, doesn't know anything. So she's like, what if it's like a puzzle? You could give them all the pieces and you could be on, and then Steven's like, you could be onto something. And Bismuth sings this bop of a song. I love all the songs, but Who We Are is a song that's sung by Bismuth, and it's about like we can like do this if we work together, which is basically the entire series and movie.
I think the song is like Steven's like, here we are in the future and it's wrong. He's like really sad that all the gems have been reverted. But then Bismuth is basically like, we can fix this somehow.
You know, if we work
It's like
together.
we're the Crystal Gems. They're like the team they're named.
So they bring back Pearl's memory, then they finally bring back Garnet, and Spinel's like, bruh, no. And Spinel gets her memories back because they needed her for the Rejuvenator. She calls it off, and then she calls it back on after, like, she's like, you guys are traitors or something like that. And she throws a rock at Garnet after Garnet, like, realizes the way to be Garnet is to have love. So she sings a song called True Kind of Love, and it's not a good song. And then what happens is they fight on top of the injector, and they sing a song called Change, and it's with Steven and Spinel.
They sing Isn't It Love?
No, that's when Garnet and Ruby first. I mean, Ruby and
That's
Sapphire
after
first fuse.
Change.
No, it's not.
No, it's
Yes,
Isn't
it
It Love?
is.
And then the ending is True Kind of Love.
True, yeah. So Isn't It Love is when Ruby and Sapphire first fuse, but it's not a good song, so.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. But
the
True
best
Kind of
song.
Love is pretty good. So they fight, and then Spinel goes up to the top of the injector, and Steven follows her up. And they sing the song called Change, and it's a really, really good song. And while he's like singing it, he realizes all these powers that all this happily ever after stuff like everything he's like been trying to achieve during the movie. He forgot the first power he ever had, and that's the power to change and adapt. And then his gem glows, everything like goes crazy, and like he gets like a bubble spikes, like a decahedron, and then it just like blows up and like it knocks Spinel to the ground. And then he like flies over her, and then he sings the song Change. And then Spinel blows up the injector, and then they're basically like, well, who cares about the script? All that poison that went into the ocean? Nah. So the diamonds finally come down and do something for once in the movie. And they're like, Spinel, you were Pink Diamonds, join us. And Spinel's like, okay. And that's basically the end of the movie. That's
You just skipped the entire movie.
You said speed it up.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that's good enough. So basically, in between that, Steven goes on these random journeys that like define the characters like Pearl, Amethyst.
I said that.
And Garnet. Oh, I wasn't listening. But then they sing happy songs along the way, and then at the end, the diamonds take in Spinel, and it's all happy. There was
Let us
something
adore you.
definitely lacking in the storytelling of this movie, because like it seemed like all of that was like there's a lack of there was
yeah, like
there was a
like-
lack of villainous intent in this movie. Like yeah, but the entire town was cracked with like pink slime that was gonna kill them. But like for the entire movie, it didn't seem like you were going to it was gonna really affect anybody. Like you weren't thinking about that. That wasn't a big plot point of the movie, even though it was.
Except
It
for
wasn't as
one
big as it
time
should
when
have been.
Steven accidentally got it on him and it like went through his organic jacket and it like burned him a little bit.
So storytelling in this movie was all right. I just think it was missing something.
It was.
And the
It definitely
Spinel,
was.
Spinel was just like kind of an all right villain all around because like nothing, she didn't get defeated. She never. All Steven did was like sing a song. And,
She
then
was like every
okay.
other villain
in
in
Steven
the
universe.
series.
But yeah,
At
but
first,
it's-
they
it's
hate
different.
Steven, then Steven sings a song, and then they're best friends.
No, but it's different though
That's
when
the
you're making a
entire
movie.
plot.
Though.
Exactly.
It just seemed like it didn't work as a movie. So
That makes sense.
the plot, basically the same thing. It's just that it's lacking something there.
I think it's lacking
The
like
story arc.
how she got the injector.
Yeah.
It doesn't. There's a lot of pieces. It
Like a
doesn't
gem that's
put
been missing for
together.
6,000 years
Spinel's-
finds a
Spinel's-
bioweapon to destroy a planet.
Spinel's story arc
Alright.
is like this. I hate you. Now we're friends because I lost my
Wait a
memory.
minute.
Now I'm back and I hate you. Now the diamonds are here and they love me, so I'm okay now. There was never no in between where she was like debating if she should like actually be
Yeah.
friends with them. It was like, and if it was maybe like
Well,
5
maybe
minutes
like
of the movie.
yeah, like at Found and Drift Away.
Yeah.
That was like the one part where she's like, okay, I'll change, and then she was like, no.
So characters.
Oh,
Basically
you got
the same thing. I love every single character in this movie, except Spinel.
yeah.
It's like every single thing is just like, Spinel's not that good of a character, in like terms of like writing it.
If
I
they
still loved the movie, like, even though I don't think it was the most amazing movie I've ever watched, I can still say like this is like one of like maybe like top 10 of my favorite movies.
I could say I've watched this movie 5 times because I bought the movie. So, because I love this movie, but I also wanted to like watch it over because like the first time I watched it, I was like, what even is going on? This doesn't make any sense because it's like it just doesn't flow right. And then you watch it again and you're like, okay, I sort of get it. And then like a couple more times, and then you're like, okay, I get where they were coming from, but it's still like lacking a lot. I like Spinel as a character, like being elastic and like just being like stretchy and stuff, and like using that to her advantage. I really like that.
All right, we should let Josh talk.
Wait, I'm not done.
Josh hasn't talked at all.
I have talked like twice this whole episode.
All right, would you like to give your opinion?
No, you can finish up.
All right. I love the songs. I love the animation. I think it's a great movie, but it's lacking plot and a villain arc. The villain arc. No. Yes. Maybe. No. Yes. That's not how a villain arc goes. Basically, that's like her arc. Like, no, yes, no, maybe, no, yes, maybe so. No.
An arc is.
Yeah, but she goes like this.
Yes, yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. That's her arc.
And if it, but it's kind of like this.
No.
Kind of no.
It's yes, no, yes, yes. All right. So they have this, when it comes out for like DVD, like they're really, when Blu-ray, I mean, when they speed up.
All right, so Josh, just
Wait,
give it
let
to
me,
Josh.
Wait, I have to say
He's
one
gonna
thing.
cut out like half your lines anyway.
I have to say one thing. When it comes out for Blu-ray, they're releasing this special like storyboard where Rebecca Sugar, the creator of Steven Universe, made the storyboard where instead of the song change, it changes where Spinell is like, the hero Steven Universe. Why would anyone believe in you? And he's like, that's it. All this time, I've always believed in myself, and that's the way I changed. And then his gem glows. You see like, and then he goes around as a child, and he comes out like a baby, and he goes around until he's Steven Universe again. And that would have been amazing. I'm sorry, but it's an extra, and that would have made the movie 10 times better if they added that.
All right.
It still wouldn't have
That's
fixed the
great.
villain
Now
plot.
let's hear Josh has like 20 minutes to make up.
Okay, so I haven't spoke this whole time because these two don't know when to shut up and just keep
I was
rambling on
interrupting
about
Zach.
everything.
Because
Okay.
Zach was talking too much.
For what? Oh. Well.
All right, goodbye, Zach. All right, let's hear Josh's review.
Okay, so now that Zach's finally gone, I can actually speak.
I hate you.
I beat you in Smash.
No, stop.
Okay, so my opinions on this movie fall somewhere in between both of them. I thought the animation was brilliant. Some of the techniques they used, especially on Spinell, making her move and act like an old 30s cartoon, beautiful.
Yeah, Spinell.
But
Spinell character design was pretty epic, honestly.
can I talk?
No, I'm just saying that was
God.
epic.
Okay, so, but a lot of aspects of this movie really did have issues. The story didn't feel necessary at all. If they just made Steven Universe Future, which is the next season, just without this, it wouldn't have mattered. Basically, this was a filler because they had to have a movie, because they needed to have an epilogue, and yet they didn't wrap any of the things from the series up at all. They just made a new story and added a new gem, just like every other episode. Because that's basically what it is. They add a new gem. They hate Steven. Then Steven sings a song and they like them. And that's basically Steven Universe.
Which there's literally a song about saying like, I can't just sing a song and make them happy. Remember? Like, there's a song that's like, I can't just sing a song and make her happy, like I always do.
And yet, he still did.
Yeah, but he still did even in that episode and change your mind.
Yeah.
It was
That's my major problem with the series as a whole. It's very formulaic and it doesn't really experiment much. It's the same thing pretty much through and through, and that follows with the movie. The villain, I can forgive it in some of the episodes where the villain is like, it's a TV show. They don't have so much time to develop a villain. But a movie, your villain is like your main crux of the conflict. That is something you need to get right. So, yeah, them not having a good arc for Spinell really hurt this film as a whole. But the music and the soundtrack, which is probably the best part of the whole movie, I would say watch it just for that.
All right, so final review. I would probably give it a 6 out of 8. Josh
I would also give it a 6 out of 8.
and Zach. I would give it a 6 out of 8, Cooper.
He gave it a 7, you idiot.
7 out of 8, Cooper.
Because he likes everything.
So, thank you for watching the Chuck E. Cheese Clubhouse.
I'm Josh.
I'm Cooper, and we have a person behind the mic, behind the camera. Marquise, can you show yourself? Say hi. Oh, you don't. You didn't get in front of.
The middle camera.
All right, that's good. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you all.